Right, welcome back, everybody. Let's get into the front pages of our daily newspapers. And we'll start off with Business Day up first. So, Business Day, that's the front page there. And that is, of course, that long line of trucks we've been showing you forever. Trucks on the N4 in Mpumalanga form a 40-kilometer queue. This was at the Lebombo border with Mozambique, and the delay is due to an apparent staff shortage at the border, but Transnet's woes have increased the use of the roads as well. So that long line, 40 kilometers, imagine how many days you sit there. Anyway, crime takes 10% bite of GDP. The World Bank estimates 700 billion rand a year cost to the economy, and business forced to divert spending towards security. So you can take a look at how crime is affecting our GDP. Then MPs vote to remove judges. For the very first time in South Africa, the majority of Justice Portfolio members have recommended that two judges, those are Western Cape High Court Judge, President John Hlophe, and retired Judge Nkola Motata, be removed as judges, and Parliament is likely to vote in 2024. If they get 2/3, they will be removed. So that's what to expect early 2024. Hospitals of horror, sexual abuse, insufficient anesthetic during surgery, and patients left alive for hours in blood and urine-soaked linen. These are among the hundreds of cases of alleged public hospital neglect that's detailed in a report submitted by the Freedom Front Plus and the SA Human Rights Commission for further investigation. So a horrific finding there. And then finally, Nedbank Exco backs new CEO, says Nele. That's the Nedbank chair, Daniel Nele, is confident that incoming CEO Jason Quinn will enjoy the support of his executive, some of whom were also in the running for the role. So that's a crossover from ABSA. Quinn crosses from ABSA, where he was CFO, to take over the helm in June after the incumbent. So that's the business day.
Moving on to the Star, starting off with their lead this morning. There's no crisis with South Africa's water, but there is a crisis with provision due to old infrastructure and incompetence. That's according to Minister of Water and Sanitation, Senzo Mkunu, who was saying that the crisis is not that we don't have water as a country, but due to the old and dilapidated municipal water infrastructure and operational failures. That is what is crippling local government and why we essentially don't have water in many areas. And then SJBD, that's the South African Jewish Board of Deputies, slams ex-Joburg Mayor the Tapelo Ahmad for Hamas support. And this is after Tapelo Ahmad posted on his social media platforms that little picture in the corner there where he said, "We stand with Hamas, Hamas stands with us. Together we are Palestinian, and Palestinians will be free. With our souls, with our blood, we will conquer Al-Aqsa," and with a rifle in hand. So the Jewish Board of Deputies slamming that particular action. So those are the main stories there, but also zooming in on the lack of maths teachers in the country. That's what the Star's going with this morning.
All right, quick one on the Citizens. South Africa's 3.7 billion pot of gold, and this is the shady dealings at SAA, amount to a staggering 3.7 billion as ANC cadre deployees and their accomplices dipped into illicit funds during delinquent director Dudu Myeni's tenure. These figures uncovered by a special investigating unit. This may be just the tip of the iceberg, they say. And then, of course, hanging by a thread is the big picture there. That's a BK-117 helicopter rescues a downed pilot during a demonstration at a combat training center. This was in Lekgotla. This is in the area. So this is at the National Defence Forces exercise that's happening. So that's their lovely photograph there.
Okay. And then finally, the Sowetan this morning, they are going with the Rand manipulation story, why we settled on 42 million Rand. Commission says it rejected 3 previous offers from Standard Chartered following admission of guilt. And it also says it rejected the previous offers from Standard Chartered following admission of guilt because they wanted to entice them to give more information, as we heard on this show as well yesterday. The trucking saga continues. That picture picture on the top there. Also, committee calls for Thope and Motata's removal, and Pirates suspends Lord Kabuza out on bail, as we had in our trending topics as well.
Right, and remember, SABC's website, sabcnews.com. Get onto the site, you'll find all of the stories that we cover and more from around the country, all in one place. So that's sabcnews.com. But stay with us here at SABC. We're bringing you the news now. These are your latest stories at 7.